streaming. And we're live, I think. Let's double check. Hold on. Where's my channel? Okay. So what now? Select stream. I can't have it. This. Whoa, I didn't tell you to open. Who told you to open? Who said open that? I didn't tell you about open that. Go ahead. Okay. So, select the stream. This one. Okay, we're trying this out. I'm supposed to be going live in a minute. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? YouTube! YouTube and how? Alright, let's see if we can do this, because I don't know if I can do this. Let me just make sure it's of the right pitch. Alright. Let's see. Okay, so I'm streaming. What is it? Is it going? Is it happening? Cool. Alright. Y'all, I'm still a newbie at this, alright? Don't judge. Don't judge. We're one day. This will all make sense. It'll be as easy as just turning on my freaking computer, and I'll be good at it. I'll be actually good at this one day. But until then, I'm gonna be thugging behind the project built in. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. So what is it? This way? That's so stupid. All right. So you see my face. You see my face. All right. We're not worried about my face though. I need to. You know what I need to do? Focus on the source. How do I do that? Sources. Screen. Which one? Which screen? Okay, that's that. Can I say which one? Properties? Capture method? No. You know what? Wait. I'm still remembering. I'm still remembering. Wait. Because this is what I'm trying to get. Can't I? I think I can actually select specifically which one is going which. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. All right, let's go to Instagram. No, I don't know what I'm doing. Wait a minute, that was pretty good. Okay. I find it hard to. All right, so I recall. What up, y'all? I recall. I'm still working on this stuff, man. You know, one day we're gonna get it. That's the avatar. What is this? Dell. Can't I figure out which? No, not that. Not that. Could have swore I could actually select which thingamajig, right? So if I do this, where's my stuff? No, see? Somehow goes away. I could have swore. What up, y'all? I'll be struggling to try to read comments, so don't get upset. I recall we drawing tonight. We drawing tonight. We setting up. I'm on time. I could have swore screen recording properties. Nope, not that. That I could actually say in the sources, right? What source I wanted to actually show. I could have swore I could do that. Like I wanted to pick it from the actual, you know, this. But I want to be able to see chat and everything, y'all. Okay, what am I doing here? Tap chat. Welcome. All right, leave me alone with that. Is this on? Hello? Is there just nobody there? Okay. Damn it. you don't do something for like a freaking week or two and you forget everything. Um, damn it. What up, y'all? What up? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm trying to set up YouTube live so we can do this. Oh, you know what it was? I was using TikTok Studio. Okay, all right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. All right, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna minimize that. We're gonna come here, right? I'm going to do this so I can see the chat, right? And that way you guys should be able to see what's going on. We're gonna do a quick sketch, man, because that's all we have time for tonight. This is part one, but we're gonna draw some Popeye. I'm gonna pull up some Popeye so you guys can see what's going on in the streets. Let's come on out of here. Come on out of here. Let's take let's take the design. One of the designs. The newer ones I just did. Let's take this cat right here. Right here. We're gonna take this image right here. We did this. I'm gonna take this as a reference. A reference. We're gonna put that up here. Like so. Alright, just for reference. Just for reference. I'm not tripping. Alright, we're gonna keep that for color reference. Tonight we are doing Popeye and One Piece. Should I grab the logos just in case people are people are impatient in the world? Let's grab the logos real quick. Real quick. Hold on. Where is my? Here it is. Let me just get the logo real quick. Boop. I'm gonna take that, and then I'm gonna get One Piece logo. People are impatient, man. They be like, "Oh, what are you drawing? That don't look like." And then they just leave because they're impatient. So we're gonna do Popeye. And where's my browser? There we go. We're gonna grab a quick One Piece logo. Yeah, we're doing a switcheroo. We're doing a switcheroo. Because it's that time, and I believe that it needs to happen. I doubt y'all can hear this music because I can barely hear it. Y'all let me know if it's too loud. Okay. What up, y'all? Welcome, 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 welcome. We're doing Popeye and One Piece tonight, in one place. We're gonna cross them over, okay? We're gonna cross it over and do a design real quick, just a rough, part one. We're not gonna finish it tonight. We ain't gotta finish it all tonight. That's not necessary or mandatory, But we are gonna do it. Why not? Said the cat. Oops, not that. Copy, paste this, just like that. Bring it on down, deselect. Okay, boom. All right. That's what we're doing today. Make sure y'all can see that. Okay. This is our reference for Popeye, of course. Where did it go? What's up here? Hold on. What's this? Let's just make a quick folder for these guys to live in. How y'all doing tonight, man? Ask questions, comments, all of those things together. Holler at your boy. Let's do a quick one, man. I just wanted to draw tonight. Thank y'all for voting. The votes were off the charts. So wonderful, wonderful votes. Thank you guys for responding to that. I never know what y'all gonna do. Y'all don't listen to me, but we got a lot of votes. So One Piece won. So I'm gonna do first things first, and this is why this is gonna be a part one, in the sense that I'm not really trying to finish it tonight. We're not trying to finish it tonight, but we might as well get some stuff done. You feel me? Let's move this out the way. And that way we can actually get a nice sketch. Can y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can see that. Finally got to see your secret. Are they secrets, really? Is it secrets? What do you think happens when I go to draw? Is there a cauldron involved? Is there magical and government secrets involved? I don't know if there's secrets. I just draw. I just draw. So the question is, should I do a design first and then come up with the hero shot for Popeye in the One Piece world? That's the concept of this is we're Popeye is already a sailor, so I understand why people voted him up for the shot. I get it. I get it. Let's get his body in here, you know. But I kind of feel like we need to. Part of me wants to do the design because that'll go quicker, and then I can actually part two will be the actual piece, you know. But MomoCon is coming up, y'all, and I gotta hurry up, you know. So I feel like I should just design the piece. That way I can actually do. I don't even know what I look like. I'm leaning to the side. Did I know that I do a gangster lean? Hold on. Let me check OBS. Okay, I think I'm leaning. Hold on. Let's do that. If I'm gonna do a gangster lean, I might as well fix the camera, right? I'm doing this guy. I'm doing this right here. Okay, I'm leaning. I'm leaning. There's no secrets to what we're doing though, y'all. This is there's it's not a secret. It's not a secret. It's not supposed to be anyway. I don't know if I want this in here though. How do I close this chat thing? Is this supposed to be up? I don't know if this is supposed to be up. Okay, we ain't worried about that. We ain't worried about that. We ain't worried about that. All right, quick. Let's bring this back over. Uh, y'all. Yeah. Sometimes I do a gangster lean while I draw. I don't notice it because I'm not looking at myself. But suddenly that I'm on live, you know, I'm suddenly able to see myself in the gangster lean position, saying, "Okay, y'all can't really tell." Um, let's do. Let's do. I feel like we should do just the design first, because that will help everybody see how these things come together. This is some good reference. This is a dope artist. Something rough. Something rough. We're gonna keep it rough. Nice and sketchy, you know. Doesn't have to be finished. Things like that. It could be one of these. Like a nice design page kind of a deal. Um Something quick, you know, just to show what he's wearing. What's the fit? You feel me? So I think that's where we may go. Kind of. Is that what I feel like doing though? That's the question. Do I feel like doing that? Did I say this? Yeah, I said that. Hold up. Hold on. Let me go to sketches. I think I want energy first. Let me get some energy. This is what I do. If you guys don't realize, you know, what how this starts. Reference energy. Not image, but reference energy. I don't know if that's a term. Copyright may be coming for it on my part. Reference energy. This is looking at the energy of something. Okay. Uh, Altered Beast character. No, I don't know. It could have been. But when I'm referencing, I don't have to have a specific energy, a specific image. Sometimes it's just the energy. Uh, is what I'm referencing. Um, Poses are great, but in the times where you're trying to just, I'm looking for an energy to actually do, to stem from. That's the reference. The pose could be anything, but what did I do that? How? What? How? Anyway, referencing energy. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear that music. I don't know if y'all can actually hear that music. Um, oh, we got a double. We got a double. How do I uncheck this one? Uncheck. I got a double. Okay. Let's see. But yeah. I'm looking for energy. We're just doing some poses. Straight character pose. Not too crazy. Um, but I still want it to be something cool. We're just doing a quick one, y'all. Just a quick one. Real quick. All right, here we go. Did I find the energy? Yes. Yes, I did. All right, here we go. So energy wise, I do still want it to have some motion in it, you know, some motion into it. Uh, the goal is, of course, Popeye in the One Piece world. And to put him in there, of course, is not too hard. Uh, yeah. Because that's the fun thing about some character design, man. If we're putting it in the world of something that they're not in, does it fit? Can we make it fit? How does it feel? Um, Again, I'm searching here. Hold on. I keep wanting to do just a standard pose, but something else in me is saying, nah. Give the people what they want. Give the people what they want. They want something that's that's exciting. Give something that actually feels like appropriate. And the one thing now, I don't know if anybody here, all the people that voted, hopefully get to see this. Obviously, watch One Piece, so I'm gonna do something at least in this design that, of course, is a call out to that, which is if Popeye's in that world, we got to make it make sense to the One Piece world. And they have this stuff called hockey. For those that don't know, um, if you ain't ever watched One Piece, we just gonna do this is just a design though. Not trying to make the piece perfect or anything like that. I'm just kind of searching for the right character profile. What kind of design are we gonna go with? Right? No hidden secrets, no crazy stuff here. We're just making sure Popeye feels like he could be in that world. But anyway, holla at your boy. Question, comments, y'all. I'm live on YouTube for as long as it works. Last time I had some technical difficulties with YouTube. I'm not really sure what happened. It seemed like it was on a timer of some sorts that everything kind of went wrong. Um, should Popeye have the same sailor hat? Ooh, if he's in the One Piece world, does that make sense? Should he have a pirate hat? You feel me? These are the questions. Don't worry, I'm gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Um, so how many people is going to MomoCon this weekend in Atlanta, Georgia? ATL. If you're not, y'all should stop playing. Um, come on, go. This head is way too big. Let's reduce this head a little bit. Again, doing some action-oriented stuff here. Obviously, some foreshortening. um, if you didn't know about MomoCon, it is MomoCon. I know I'm saying it fast. I've been going to that show since past what 2015. So it is a fantastic show. It is comics. It is anime. It is gaming. It is fun. Take your people. Go ahead and take your children. If you ain't graduating tomorrow, or if you are, you're free to do that. But yeah, it's a dope show. I'm gonna be there. I've been going there for a long time, since at least 2015, as a vendor. So yeah, y'all should go too. Why? Not because I say so, because it's fun. Clearly, clearly. Um, but if for those that don't know, I am on YouTube. If you prefer to watch me on YouTube, you can. I don't know if I'm missing chat or what. I don't even know how I got 1,800 subscribers on YouTube. Who are these people? I don't know who they are. But holla, thank you for following me, even though I didn't post any content really. Appreciate it. Unfortunately, won't be there. Come on, bro. Listen, live vicariously through somebody else that's gonna be there, and just tell them to walk you through the show. It's easy. Um, if it comes down to that, if it comes down to that, right? If it got to come down to it, let's see. Um, it is. It starts on Thursday, actually. If you guys are not aware of MomoCon here in Atlanta, it starts on Thursday. Artist Alley is where I'm gonna be. Um, on Friday, I believe it starts on Friday. Artist Alley opens up on Friday, but the show, I believe, pops off on Thursday. So if you're trying to get in the building and witness all the stuff that goes on and stuff, you might as well get there on Thursday. Come and visit your boy. If you're coming in the building, go ahead and find me in Artist Alley. I'm gonna be up in there somewhere. Just walk around all of Artist Alley. Don't skip nobody. Just come up in there and be like, be kind, be courteous, look at other people's stuff, but of course, find me and then spend money after you find me. You can spend a little bit before you find me, but spend all the rest of it when you find me. Does that make sense? Are we clear on the homework assignment? Everybody should understand that. So, all right, the problem, see, this is the problem. This is what I was worried about. So, I got to get the actual design brief. We're not going to throw this away. We're not going to throw this away. But this is the problem I have. I want to do the actual action piece first. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to do that. We're going to do. I'm sorry. Bear with me, y'all. Listen, I'm an artist. We have conflicting ideas sometimes. I feel like I do have to see his full body, in order to get this going. Like we got to get the whole fit before I can start working on that action piece, that pose. So let's do that first. Let's do that first. Let's get his body in there. Then, right, I can then go ahead and make sense of all of that. We'll come in for those people that can't see real good. Y'all sitting in the back. Y'all sitting in the back. Come on in. Y'all can ask questions, man. Don't sit here and be all bashful. Y'all got questions. I'm gonna keep looking back and forth at the actual, chat on Instagram. I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on YouTube for as long as it works. I don't know how long it's gonna work, but I'm on there. Y'all can watch in either case, whichever one makes you happy. I don't care. Um, let's see. I should probably post that, huh? Let's see. Hold on. Hold on. Live on wait, YouTube. All right, let's do that. We'll pin that too. Follow me on YouTube if y'all ain't been over there. So we'll call it in. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Y'all tell me on Instagram. Can y'all hear that music? I'm not really sure y'all can hear that music, but if you can't, just let me know. I'm thinking you can hear it. Okay, it's not too loud. Is it loud enough? I guess. I'm not sure how loud it is. It's not too loud for me. I can still hear myself think, but I'm not sure if y'all can hear that. Or how loud it is, I guess I should say. Microphone check, microphone check. Sound check, sound check. Volume is fine. Thank you, madam. I appreciate you. Um, let's fix this. Let's just go. Well, hold on. Do I like that? Hold on. Let me see if I can use this so we can get this going. We're trying to just do a quick 45 minute 45-minute sketch. Real quick, real quick. See if we can't get this done. Is it possible? Just want to get the design down. But Popeye inside One Piece. Will it work? Will it work? I think so. But I want him to feel like he belongs there. That's the point of character design, man. If he doesn't feel right, didn't do my job. So we want to do our job tonight. We're gonna do our job tonight. Make sure he feels like he's supposed to be there. Music with words. What does that mean? Subtitles? What do you mean? Yeah. You saying you can hear? Yeah. What up? What up? What up? Catch him while we on it. Yeah, I can't say I didn't warn you. I did an actual thing saying I was gonna go live today. Let it marinate. Yeah, I can't say I didn't know. Okay, unless you really didn't know, and then Oh yeah, no, I don't like when it does the words. I actually have a pet peeve about because I'm trying to just do instrumentals, but there are times when it still forces the algorithm over there on that little music channel I got. It like just somehow still gets it in there. I don't know why. It's annoying. So yeah, it's got some words. I got hip hop and I got what funk for the selection of the music. So it kind of just jumps around, and some of the hip hop has audio, and I don't want it to. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man. Well, tell me what you like. See, I keep saying thank you. What you like? How far did you get in the story? Did you get the latest issue? You know, tell me more. What do you find cool about the story of I Lie Popeye? I appreciate you saying so for real. But I always just be like, thank you. But I don't actually talk and ask for the actual insight, man. You tell me what you like about the story so I can actually understand it. As an artist, I'm used to saying thank you, but I am curious as a writer. Like, if you're digging the story, man, tell me what you dig about it, if you don't mind. I'm trying to get used to that. That's a new arena. Uh, this is my day. I Lie Popeye is my debut as a writer all by myself. Stylist dope, story expanded into the whole. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Cool, 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 cool. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. That was the goal, man. If I don't do that, I kind of felt that was the assignment in my mind. Uh, Never ever wanted to change Popeye in terms of who he is, but wanted to give him some growth, man. Let him grow. Let him actually expand as a character and put some new things in his path and see what happens. Growth. That's all. I agree. Yeah, he fits anime perfectly in my personal opinion, man. Popeye was anime before we knew what that was. So that was our Dragon Ball Z before we got introduced to Dragon Ball Z. So I agree. I agree. Um, let's see. So we'll keep shrinking this so I can get his whole body on here. But hold on. Wait. Oop. I keep moving out the way because this doggone camera is in my face. I could probably put it up top, but I don't want y'all to see the floor of this art room. It's not ready for that. I gotta clean up my room, organize it, and design it, and make it all, you know, YouTube ready. Uh, Appreciate the kind words, man. I appreciate it, bro. Definitely make sure you get issue 4. Issue 5 is coming out next month in June. Check it out. Check it out. Hopefully y'all can see. I'm trying to get it to where y'all can see it. That are being too cut off. Where's the? Oh, hold on. Where's the thing? All right, so I'm not missing any checks. Okay, got it. Why is Popeye's hand so big? You know what? His forearms are big. I don't mean to make his hands gigantic, but you know, I guess he does a lot of exercise. He works. He's a ship person. They lift stuff. I don't know. It's a great question. It is a great question. No one's ever, he hits people. That's his job. You have to have big hands for that, right? No, maybe. All right, so the question is, styling wise, what is it that I can do for Popeye? Hold on. Let's see if I can move this just a bit. Cool thing about digital is you can kind of reformat on the fly. You know, if you need to. Kind of want to move this out just a bit. Just a bit. Not a lot. He hits people. Yes. That's his job. That's his job. He hit people. Now he's a boat captain, man. He'd be like, you know what I'm saying, working on a boat. I would assume you got to get strong for that. You know, that's his job. But he also hits people. Yeah, you got to get that in. Can't discount the fact that dude that hits people is gonna have some forearm strength. You know, it is what it is. Um, all right, here comes the cool part. Now we bring in some One Piece stuff. Let me see something. I'm gonna use Ace. I'm gonna use Ace as a reference piece because you know what I'm saying. He be hitting people too. Let me see if I can use Ace. Let me get a good one from Ace. Hold on. Ace. He also has tattoos. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. Reference. Reference. All right. So we got Ace. Ace is Luffy's brother. Uh may God rest his soul. He got punched through his chest. Everybody know that. It's messed up. Had to happen though. Had to happen. He's like, right. You know what I'm saying? He got a real good diet. Popeye has a real clean diet. That's going to award you some benefits, definitely. So, you know, that happens. Now the question is, would my boy have his regular sailor hat? Or should I give him something else? I'm kind of scared to write in characters because, Lord Jesus, the amount of characters. So, my question is, should he have a pirate hat or not? Talking about Popeye. I feel like it's cool to give him his regular hat, you know? I'm cool with it. I mean, this is the design part, but part of me says we can change it if we need to. But we'll start with this first, and then we'll build out. If we find out it needs to be something else, we'll push it out. Ooh, you know what? I could redesign it a bit, but I think it's iconic to who Popeye is. So, like just having that little white hat, you know what I mean? I think that's part of his character. So we'll keep that in. We'll keep that in there. We'll keep that in there. Now we never said that this has to be in One Piece style. But again, this is just a design brief. We're just trying to get the actual fit, make sure the design feels right. So I'm gonna draw a base Popeye um, as he fits into that universe, right? Now the actual action shot, I think, could come after we successfully get a design out, you know, and that way, once that way we can be happy with the design first, instead of trying to do the shot, the actual action piece, and the actual design. Even though sometimes it be like that in the world, I got to do both. You got to design and draw at the same time. You know what I mean? So that does happen. It does happen. But we don't have to do that tonight. I don't have to do that tonight. Quick sketch though. Quick sketch. But I thank y'all for voting, man. But as a ancillary, as a consolation. That's the word I was looking for. As a consolation prize, because we got so many votes, both Street Fighter and Marvel Rivals were really close, like really close. So I don't see any reason not to actually have both of those designs next after we finish this joint, after we actually get this design all up. and these will be posters. I don't see why not. I just can't have all those votes because I'm a fan of all those things. So we might as well just make that happen across the board. Let's get this one piece out of the way. This one piece out of the way because it makes sense to have him in there. Y'all voted. I'm gonna give you what you want. All right, he won fair and square. But might as well give the other ones too. You know, ain't no reason he can't have good Street Fighter design and or a good Marvel Rivals design as well. Those are some dope styles. I think as long as there's some fighting going on, Popeye will fit, man. I really believe that. I really believe that. He can fight. If some fighting going on, Popeye should be in part of that. I think that's how we do it. Because I didn't put in one punch, but I could have, and I probably should have. I put in Avatar Last Airbender because I just figured out I was laughing at what kind of bender Popeye would be if he was in that universe, if he was in that world, and that made me laugh. So I was like, that'd be dope. I actually saw that image in my head, so I may still do that just because. But yeah, if it's got some scrapping in that world, people scrap a lot. Might as well have Popeye in it. That's what I think. That's what I think. That boy good. I hate the fact that I'm on camera because usually I try to make the faces that I draw. Instagram, y'all can't see it, so thank goodness. But if you're on YouTube, you may see me, mouthing the actual, facial expression on accident. It's not something I can control. I'm trying to not do it because I'm on camera now. It is what it is. It is what it is. How y'all doing tonight, man? What up? What up? What's a weird bit of Popeye history that you know about? Oh, real the best one I learned was when I started working on I Lie Popeye. We had a couple of meetings, before I got started on any of the story and any of the writing. Right off the bat, I learned that Popeye in the comic strips he didn't eat spinach to get strong. Like there was no, oh man, I'm in trouble. Let me eat spinach. That was not in the comic strip. That came with the cartoon. So I was like, wait, what? What are you talking? Because I want to say I asked. I was like, What was? What was the? When did they come up with the fanfare? For Popeye, eating spinach, and in reference to like, how am I gonna do that in the comic? You know, what kind of, you know thing, gear up thing that that fans, and they're like, oh, he didn't eat spinach in the comic strip. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? Yeah, that's an animation edition. That's something they gave in the animation. He didn't. He was just strong, just oddly strong, and he was like able to whoop everybody's butt just cause he was Popeye. But yeah, no, he didn't eat spinach. That was possibly the weirdest thing I learned. Aside from how many freaking characters they had in the comic strip. Second weirdest thing is Popeye didn't. He wasn't in the comic in the beginning. It was just Olive. It was called Thimble Theater, right? And Popeye wasn't a part of that in the beginning. Popeye wasn't even in the story. Olive had a boyfriend already. Um, and it was Ham Gravy was her boyfriend. That was the name. Ham Gravy. He was a bit of a womanizer. He was opportunistic. Is that the word? Opportunistic. Yeah. But he wasn't very faithful because if he saw like a rich girl or something like that, he like stopped talking to Olive real quick and go chase the rich girl. So it wasn't a good relationship. Popeye came in one of the episodes where they got on I guess like a boat ride for the day, and Popeye was like, the person helping everybody board, and he had that little weird talking pattern that he does and stuff like that, and it just hit fans like they were entertained more with Popeye than anticipated. But he was just a side character on a boat, and he ended up becoming the main thing. You know, so it was cool. A lot of cool things that I learned working on this project. I was like, really? Um, Popeye did some weird stuff in the comic strip. Like a dude shot Popeye, and he just like took all the bullets and then spit them out at the dude. I was like, wait, good cartoon logic, but no spinach was involved. I was like, okay, cool. Popeye was just, a problem. Just couldn't beat him up. You know. Yeah, yeah. He was just that dude. So all right, let's get some pirate fit. As it would make sense for Popeye. All right, let's see. I'm okay with some shorts. I like the idea that he has some shorts. He could even have. The only problem is I don't want him to feel like he's already a part of something. You feel me? I definitely feel like Popeye should have a scar in this One Piece world, which is yes, he's lost his eye, but you should have a scar because of it. So I'm gonna add a scar to the picture of that. That's gonna be a part of it. Trying to figure out should homie have like so he's gonna have his tattoo still, right? Gotta keep that. I think that's perfectly matched for One Piece as an anchor for a tattoo. It still makes sense in this world, right? That still makes sense. All right. Fit wise, I'm gonna give him see because the story behind Popeye in One Piece, he would fit perfectly, but would he be a pirate? Is the question. See what I'm saying? That's what's up. Oh man, appreciate it. This is the fun stuff. This is when I get to actually have fun. So I'm glad you dig it. um, would Popeye be a pirate though? Is the question. I think Bluto would be a pirate. If anything, I can write the story. So Luffy is not a traditional pirate. Even though he's wanted in the story as a pirate, like he's on a run from the law. He's not a legal person. You know what I mean? He's not like a pillaging, looting, evil pirate. You know what I mean? Like everybody, there's a lot of evil pirates in that world, but Luffy is not that, right? So I could still definitely run that as the story. If Popeye crosses over into One Piece, he could be a sailor, but would he be a pirate at all? Would he be a captain? Got a question when creating comic book title logos. Do you usually start with a font, customize it, or do you create the lettering from scratch? Great question. I would say the first. Start with a font. Find something that stands out or fits the actual, feeling. Because a lot of times, if you have a foundation, that you like, it's much easier to just be like, okay, well, I can't use this logo per se, legally, especially if they're protected and they tell you don't use this logo for any commercial stuff. Um, it's cool to start from something, even if you end up completely, changing everything about that font. Um, it's still better to find something that feels right, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'd say the first way is probably the dopest way. Let your brain start from some sort of foundation, and modify, build from there, change. You can draw over it, but if it feels good, visually, a lot of times you have to see some stuff like that if you're trying to create a logo for something. Let's say you're doing like a horror comic, right? Or a horror story, and you start looking at fonts that have something creepy about them. um, that really does start the engine, the creative engine of saying, okay, cool, I didn't think about that as, being a part of it, but I really like, the way the lines do this or that, or, if it's something scratchy, if it's a horror logo, that is. But yeah, I'd say that's probably the best way. That's how I do it. Unless you just, from the jump, you're like, I want it to feel handwritten or hand designed, or let's say graffiti-ish, right? Graffiti is one of the hardest logos to ever really do, because while it is free form, like, trying to make a graffiti font is horrible. Unless you're like a real graffiti artist and you actually can, have diversity in your font. But it's just hard because then suddenly it looks corporate, so it kind of ruins the aesthetic. So, but if it's, I guess I'm saying, if it's supposed to feel hand drawn or hand crafted, you don't want to go too far or too close to the logo that you're referencing. You know what I mean? So, yeah. All right. So, what I'm trying to say is, I guess, is let's go with stuff that feels sailor ish. I think that would help. If it feels like a sailor would wear it, you know what I mean? That's fine. I don't necessarily want him to feel straight up pirate-ish. Like, if I gave him a pirate hat, then that screams pirate. If we went Pirates of the Caribbean fit, while that makes sense in a world full of pirates, I don't think he would be a pirate. So I'm trying to feel that, trying to fare more towards make it make sense for a sailor. He's a professional sailor in a world full of pirates, but he is, he doesn't break the law. What if, ooh, I got it, I got it, I got it. What if, follow me, what if Popeye is what if he's like a SOS kind of cat? You know what I mean? Like, he shows up. I'm trying on comic with you right now. Oh, that's what's up, man. Energy begs energy, so that does work. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't want him to be Navy. I don't want him to be Navy, even though that does make sense. I don't want him to have that same conviction, because I think the Navy basically lose their autonomy. They have to follow orders. They got to do what everybody else tells them to do, and I think that is the problem I'm having. Character wise, I don't feel like he would be that. I think Popeye would want his, freedom and his anonymity to do what he wants. But I also don't think he'd be a pirate. He could be similar to Luffy, where, he's not doing anything wrong, or, he's not causing any trouble. But maybe he is literally on the ocean, like rescuing people. Oh, I got it. I got it. Y'all ready? Here we go. We got the story. We had to talk it out. We just had to talk it out a little bit. All right, here's the pitch. Here's the pitch. You ready? All right. He is, in fact, a devil fruit user. All right, we're gonna have to actually do that too. We're gonna have to come up with his devil fruit. Clearly, it's spinach themed. But check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Check. All right, here's a pitch. Here's a pitch. That's gonna be his devil fruit. Don't worry about that. No, he's not Navy. He's not a pirate. Popeye goes around rescuing devil fruit users who actually, you know, fall over and get in trouble, or if they're in trouble and they fall off the boat. Devil fruit users can't swim, y'all. For those that don't know, if they fall in the water, it's pretty much a done deal. They're over. So he's an SOS kind of rescue situation, like, you know what I'm saying. He's well known and well documented. He shows up. in a pinch to actually rescue some folks. So I'm gonna go with he is a devil fruit sympathizer slash rescuer. And therefore he would have to have something in his fit that kind of represents that. I don't know if I want him to wear a vest. Shit, hold on, let me see. Hold, let me see. Damn. Let me see. Let me see. Still want some sort of fabric coming from his neck. I don't know why. It's just feels Popeye-ish to me. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Devil fruit lifeguard. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. That's what I was trying to say. Um, and that way, why is he out on the water? You feel me? We gotta give because I gotta give a reason. If he's not a pirate, why is he out there? Like, what is he doing? And I think that makes the most sense, man. Um, Ace is just out here shirtless, and I don't think that's a problem for Popeye. But at the same time, does that make sense? I'm gonna put a rope. Where would he have that though? But yeah, that'll get him involved in fights. That will get him involved in stuff he ain't got no business being involved in. You feel me? Um, and he's strong as hell, right? So people wouldn't really anticipate, you know, a lifeguard being able to actually like punch a hole through somebody's ship, right? You see what I did there? See what I did? And thus a hero is born. Let's see if I can make it make sense. Hold on. All right, but we got to make him feel like a sailor, like he's been doing this for his whole life. Popeye is a seasoned sailor. So he wouldn't be raggedy though either. It's almost like he would have the actual proper fit and gear for the job. So it's not like he'd be completely, what I'm saying, raggedy. Um, but that story fits, in my opinion. That feels like something Popeye would do, man. Um, and we wanted to make it. I want to make it feel appropriate, right? Oh, we have my Mr. Miyagi moments where I would catch like a little gnat flying in front of the screen. I actually like catch that mug on the first try. Some say that I was a Jedi in my previous life. I don't know what happened. Galaxy far, far away kind of stuff. You know me. You know. Mm, let's see. I like my belts. I like having the belts. Crossing belts is a part of the. It's always a part of the fit. It just seems right, like the right thing to do. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. I mean, you can ask questions. How much research do you do for putting? Oh man, visual research. I did it as soon as I started, right before the stream. I started looking at some One Piece stuff. That's why I almost wanted to start with the actual action shot because I was looking at action shots. I was looking at the intro to One Piece. Just kind of feeling out what would feel good. Um, What? What? That's really it, man. I just kind of make sure it feels right. If it feels appropriate, then we have done our job. Um, not too much, not too much. I'm capable of this at this point, kind of just catching the vibe from looking at a few shots. I think I would really want to go deeper as I get into the actual design. I'd want to probably research some, you know, lifeguard stuff and make that fit. Maybe some, whatever their logos and stuff is. I'd probably do that. Let me get some. Let me get a can of spinach on his neck. Just as a momentum, as a momentum. No, as a totem. He still likes spinach in this world. But we'll put that on like a little necklace or something. All right, we got that. Um. Mm, so what else sailing wise? We'll have some pockets because why not? Pockets work. You know what I mean? And then of course we can keep it simple on his footwear. I think One Piece folks have some boots. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think boots are pretty standard, right? They got boots in that world. Shit, they got Frankie. Frankie's an android. Yeah, they got everything. They should have everything. Frankie is a full-on android humanoid person. I don't get it. I mean, it doesn't have to make sense, but it don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. People still, why y'all riding in boats if Frankie is a full android? How's that? How's that? Um, all right. So I'm not gonna keep y'all. I've told you this is part one. I'm gonna give a little bit of some value before I go. Okay, I told y'all we ain't staying long. We ain't staying long. I'll keep this posted. We will get a little bit of color. Let's put this up here. Right? We'll come down. I will give some of this. Let's get some of this real quick, and then we'll work on the other stuff later. All right, we're not gonna, cause I don't. It's late. Y'all gotta go to school or work or both. I don't know. Not trying to keep y'all up all night, but the goal was to get something designed, and that's exactly what we did. We got the design of the concept. He's gonna be a lifeguard that devil fruit users actually depend on. All right, so he's strong as crap. He actually does have a devil fruit. I'll design that next time. This is part one. We said that. Okay, and in doing so, we have now opened up the story, and I can finish part two tomorrow, so I can actually make sense of some of this stuff and get the design going. But you guys came out, showed out on that poll. Thank you for voting on the poll, y'all. I appreciate it. I will definitely get this to a finishing point by tomorrow. I think we got some good stuff, enough to work on. Like I got to put him on a ship, like maybe his ship looks like a tugboat. You feel me? And that way, it feels like Popeye in that sense. And that way, the design hopefully is successful. We don't have to think too hard of why Popeye would be in a freaking world full of sailors and pirates. Makes sense. Got it. But we gonna make it make sense story wise because we write stuff here. We be writing. We be writing. How often do you go live? Not long. Not enough. We're gonna fix it though. I'm fixing it. That's the purpose of these. Is I need to go live far more. I am on YouTube. So if you have not been made aware, I am trying to grow that YouTube fan following a lot more. So follow me on there so that you don't miss it. If you prefer to watch more long form, I'm gonna post a lot of this long form stuff on YouTube, TikTok. I will go live on TikTok as well. You know, so we're gonna do all of that and more. All right. Where's the title? Where my title at? Boom. Title. But look forward to it. I'm gonna actually go live a lot more, so I can actually have some consistency throughout the actual month. I'll try to do part one and part two for most of my daily lives. That way, I won't have them be like 2 hours long or something crazy like that. And then you guys can actually like, if you couldn't make it on the first one, you can make it on the later night or the evening joint. We'll keep it consistent. We'll keep it consistent. I kind of want to add some color, a little bit of color. What do you think? What do you think? I add some color. Ready? We're gonna add some color and then we're gonna leave. All right, real quick, real quick, real quick, real quick. So this is rim, and then we'll save the actual document because that's always good to do. Living dangerously. 1, 2. Let's get one more right here. Just close. All right. Quick. Go to skin layer. We're just gonna do a quick wash where I'm just putting some basic skin tone. That way you guys can say I actually did something on the live. I didn't just do that to talk your ear off. Aight. But I'll do more of those polls, man. That poll was very helpful. You guys actually because all of those things I'll draw literally in my mind, everything. Be like, I can see him as a Avatar: The Last Airbender. I can see him as a Street Fighter character. I can see him as, Marvel Rivals. I've been thinking about this stuff for a while because I love the style of Marvel Rivals. If he was in the Avatar: Last Airbender universe, y'all, what kind of bender would Popeye be? Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. I'm gonna do that as a poll though, because I am gonna drop. See, I tricked y'all. Y'all thought I was actually saying, pick one. Really, I just wanted to gauge, which one I was doing first. That's all. I'm gonna do all of those that I just named in that poll because I want to see it, and if I want to see it, it's gonna happen. So just know you didn't lose. People that wanted him as a Street Fighter character or a Marvel Rivals character, I'm gonna do all of them. I'm gonna just do them in the order of who won what vote. The percentage of votes. They were real close to Marvel Rivals was close to Street Fighter, which is understandable. I get that. I understand that. That makes sense. All right. But we about to ride. I wanted to at least get this on there. We effectively did an hour. So thank you guys for hanging out for an hour with me. Water makes sense, right? That's what I was about to say. It's either water or air for like sails. I don't know, for the wind in the sails. Like if he's a sailor, right? And he's capable of air bending, it would make him a proficient sailor. But just, then again, water, man, makes sense. Like if that's why he would be good at sailing. He can control the waves or something. Yeah, no, I could write it up. I can write it up. I can make it make sense. That's what you're asking. I can make it make sense. Yeah, we can make it. We can make it make sense. No problem. All right. But that is gonna come. Yeah, air is good. See what I'm saying? Air would work. And so I'm like, listen, man, it's just a whole bunch. Ooh, why are you tripping? What if he was the avatar? Oh my gosh. Y'all done messed around and let me think. What if Popeye is the avatar? You know? Jeez. Talk about OP. Broken, in fact. But fun. And I can't get it out of my head now. What if Popeye was the Avatar, my dude? Ooh, that's that's gonna have to happen. See, this is the good thing, man. When we talk it out, when we talk out these ideas, when we talk out the ideas, it helps. All right, that's gonna help creatively. The juices have already started. I see him as the Avatar state now. It's gonna be. Y'all just better be looking forward to that. Appreciate it, man. Glad you dig it. Get a little highlight, and then we good. Bow, bow. Mm, mm, mm. 57. It's 11 o'clock. We did it. That is an hour, and we have designed a concept for a One Piece slash Popeye character. What was the design? We said, guys. We said he's gonna be a lifeguard, not a pirate. He's not in the Navy. All right. Because I still want him to have his anonymity. I want him to be able to actually function on his own. Like, basically, the Navy actually may be after Popeye because he helps pirates, right? Like, he helps people in general, right? But as a lifeguard, it's his, sworn duty to help anybody in trouble, even pirates. So he would be conflicting legally with the actual, Navy. Hence why he would not be a part of the Navy. Because they'd be like, yeah, you can't rescue pirates, bro. And he's like, I'll rescue whoever I want, sucker. Maybe he wouldn't say it exactly like that, but you know how Popeye talks. What up, yo? But yeah. See, that's where I'm like, if it doesn't feel like him, it doesn't. I don't want to just force him into the Navy, even though it looks like he'd be a Navy type, because he's in the Navy in the cartoon. But in One Piece world, I'd say nah, he needs to be his own person. Yeah, I'll save this so we can get to the next. I kind of like this kind of. What we got going on here? What kind of shirt is this? Hold on. Is this shirt open? Maybe. Let's let a shirt be open. Let's, that way we can show the abs. The beefcake for the ladies. We got to show the beefcake for the ladies. For the ladies. For the ladies. Um, yeah. I'll get him. I'll leave his chest open. Let's do that. Boom, 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 boom. Just like that. Sound like that. And then we good to go, y'all. All right, so tune in tomorrow. I will actually come in live tomorrow. I got to do some waking up early, so I'll be up, getting all this stuff going. But thank you for joining, y'all. I'm gonna post this on Instagram so you guys can follow along. If you're not following me on YouTube, go ahead and follow me on YouTube. It is just Marcus the Visual on YouTube, which makes the most sense, doesn't it? I'm sure it does. So, thank you, y'all, for joining me, for hanging out. This is a quick one. This is not. I wasn't trying to keep y'all all night, but let me do this. Hold up. Hold. Sometimes you gotta actually, make that go deeper right there, and then we can do this like this. All right, and then we about to ride. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. He's gonna have what color are those? See, this is some research I would have to do. I think the actual lifeguard thing is orange. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's supposed to be like something he would carry on him. Maybe I would have to make it a little bit more ridiculous in size because it's One Piece. You know how they do it. Something like blatantly large. Why? I don't know. It's One Piece. A lot of things don't make sense in One Piece. But and then I gotta put some extra stuff. Obviously, he doesn't need a weapon because it's Popeye. He hits people. It's his job. Okay, we're good. Thank y'all. Y'all did the thing. Thank you for voting. If you voted and you came to watch, I appreciate it. If you voted and then you didn't come to watch, I'm still gonna post this. So thank you anyway. You did the thing. Thank you for participating in the poll. I'm gonna put more polls like that, but like I said, you guys were just, I kind of okey doked you. I'm drawing all of those versions of Popeye, so just be ready for that. Cool. I'm saving this. We're gonna put it in the design. Where are we at? Popeye. There he goes. Let's go ally. Let's go designs. We're gonna call this. Oh, you know what? This is actually in crossovers. Let's do One Piece. We're gonna call this. We're gonna call this lifeguard. Garde. All right, we're gonna go main, and we'll put it as a Photoshop file. Oh, all right, y'all. We did it. We did it. We did it. All right, let's look at it real quick so you know we did it. Based on our reference, we got Popeye, we got One Piece. This is for the thumbnail at the end, y'all. Let me turn off this. Let me turn this off. Bop, 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 bop. All right. No, this can stay. Okay. All right. It's gonna be a rope. He has a big old giant, lifeguard donut thingy bob. Right. He has some. He's gonna have like a can of spinach on his neck, even though he doesn't need it. Who cares? You know, devil fruit users, and but yeah, we'll get him on a ship. I'm thinking a tugboat is still appropriate. He doesn't need to be like an actual ship captain per se, but maybe that's what people call him. But if he rolls up and saves Luffy uh from drowning once again, because he does that, Luffy likes to drown all the time. That could be, appropriate. All right. Thank you, thank you. We did it. And I will check y'all later, man. Peace. I don't even know what to press. All right, we're gonna go ahead and stop the live. Y'all be good. Peace, y'all. Oop, oop. And then we're on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate it. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed all the comments on the YouTube. Okay, when creating a comic book that was longer. No, you did. I see that. I saw that. Thank you for you was asking on YouTube. My bad. I'm gonna figure out how to do this. I promise you. Toot toot. Exactly. All right, y'all. Y'all be good. Thank you for joining. I will go live some more this week before MomoCon. If you guys haven't heard of MomoCon, come on out. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. It is starting Thursday. It will go till Sunday, I believe. So I will be there in Artist Alley. Come on out, check it out, and deuces. Y'all be good. Peace.